Well, here we are. It's Sunday evening. It is 8 o'clock. And we're on the 25th of October 2020. So we're a week away from Halloween. And I thought I would jump on here and do a live to have a bit of a chat about geocaching. See who's been where, see who's been doing what. So if you're watching, pop in a comment and we'll be able to bring your comments up on screen and we'll see who's around and we'll see what interaction we can get while we chat about geocaching. Now, if you're unfamiliar with geocaching, you might have heard me talk about it once or a couple of 100,000 times. It's a GPS treasure hunt. It's a really good way to get you out and about walking and exploring all over the UK, in fact, all over the world. Started best part of 20 odd years ago now, over 20 years ago, and you can go off on a little adventure. It could just be in your local park, your local wood, but it can get you out and about exploring. Now, I've got a couple of things that I've done over the years. I've got a channel with some videos there that you can go and have a look at. And if you're on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter. I don't particularly use Twitter very much, but you can jump on and have a look. I also have a website as well. For over 8 years now, I've been editing the UK's only dedicated geocaching magazine. Started life in a little A5 publication. That went A4. You could get it in WH Smith's. But now it's moved on to just having a little digital magazine you can get on your iPhone, on your Kindle, smartphones, tablets, or through pocket mags. So if you're watching, if you've got any questions you want to know about geocaching, then I thought I would share some of my knowledge and do what I can to help people understand it. If you're watching, drop something in your comments, and then if you've got a question, pop it in, and I'll have a go at answering it for you, see what I can do. If you perhaps want to jump on this stream with me, I can give you a code to invite you on, and I can bring your camera up as well. And we can do a bit of a talk show chatting about geocaching. So this week, I haven't particularly done many. In fact, I'm not sure I've done any this week. The other day, I decided that I wanted to have a look at a website, and the website is projectgc.com, and that gives you all sorts of geocaching statistics and useful bits of information. And on there's a map that you can go and have a look at, and it shows you all the various counties in the UK or in the world, wherever you set the filter to, that you've gone geocaching in. And one of the ones that came up for me that I've never cached in was Rutland, which is one of the smallest counties in the UK, if not the smallest county. And I've decided to trundle off and go explore part of Rutland. I think there's just short of, I think there's about 500 caches available in Rutland at the time. So I thought, oh, I should be able to do a good dent of that. I didn't go much further than Oakham, and I only found about a dozen caches, but I had a really, really good day exploring Oakham. So that was good. Another little county ticked off on the box. So it'd be interesting to know who's watching. Drop something in the comments. If you have a question, then I shall do my best to answer it to the best of my ability and let you know what's been going on. So I'm hoping to try and do these Sunday sessions on a fairly regular basis, as and when I remember. Help people understand geocaching, understand their various apps, any of the geocaching terminology and phrases. Help people understand some of the protocol. And hopefully try and stop yawning. I generally work nights for a well-known company in the outdoor field and do this by day. So excuse me yawning my head off. So we've got a few people watching. So let's have a think. What can I tell you about geocaching you may or may not know? It's really good for your physical health, your mental health, and at the times we're in at the moment, getting outside, getting some fresh air to hopefully try and stop you yawning, and to hopefully get your little grey house thinking about new places. It's really, really good. Now, I mentioned a few moments ago about my trip around Rutland. So let me see if I can bring up some of the photos that I've taken of Rutland. See if I can get that sharing. Can't see my. Just bring Facebook up on the other monitor so I can share it. Oh, Sarah Wormleton has commented, boo. Hello, Sarah, how are you? See, you're out in Leicester the other day. I don't know if you managed to find any geocaches in Leicester while you were there. Don't know if you managed to do much at all, really. So let's go and find the comment that I put on Facebook. Actually, I ought to put them in a photo gallery. That would be much easier. I'll get used to all this live streaming, sharing bits and pieces at some point. So if you're watching, you've got any questions, any comments, then fire them away. And I shall do all I can to help you understand the wonderful world of geocaching. At least I think it's wonderful. You might not agree. Maybe you're not a fan of geocaching. I know that my sister, she thinks it spoils a good walk, and maybe then it would be it might be fun to get somebody on who doesn't like geocaching. Not that I can try and convert them, but so that I can understand some of the reasons why they don't enjoy it. A lot of people think it's a lot of effectively littering with little plastic boxes all over the world, and I guess to a certain extent they are right. And there are various things that we can do. We can make little wooden boxes. We could That's interesting. I've just noticed that I've got some captions that have come up on Facebook, which I wasn't expecting. That's quite clever. There's also a bit of a delay, probably so they can do these captions. Is there a setting that I can turn the captions off? No, I think it's doing it automatically, which is good. And it may have frozen. So has anybody been caching recently, done any caches, found any caches, hidden any caches? If, like me, you're maybe missing a lot of the people and a lot of the events, be interesting to know a bit more about that. Just going to get the link to invite people to come and join me if they wish. So this is the link coming up on screen now. If you want to jump in and join me on this chat, I can bring you on as a co-presenter and we can have a bit of an interaction, a bit of a chat, see how you've got on with geocaching, see how it's all going for you. or maybe I can help you get started. It's interesting. There's what I can class as the 200 Club. Many people get started, but drop by the wayside before they even reach 200 finds in the geocaching world. And 200 is an interesting number because anything above 200 you get listed on a website called cachestats.com. That gives you a UK or European or worldwide ranking, or wherever you happen to be, you can find out how well you're doing. So I used to be in the top 2,000. I've managed to be overtaken now. I've dropped out of that. So one of my little challenges to myself is to get back above or back into the top 2,000 geocaches in the UK. As a so-called expert or speaker, trainer, educator in the world of geocaching, it's good that I'm keeping myself up there, finding many caches, because even as an experienced cacher, there's lots of new containers coming out. We're seeing an influx of 3D printed things coming in now. We're not seeing so many of the large containers, and the world changes, and it's interesting to keep up with the new trends. Let's go and have a look. I'm not quite sure why this isn't bringing up the comments in. So Sarah says she did a lot of walking along Ashby Canal recently between Hinckley and Stoke Golding, and found 14 caches last week. That's awesome. Well done there. Well done. So I don't know how many you're up to now. You might be up to 30, maybe. You might have done a lot more than that. If you've gone off and found some caches, maybe you found a lot more. I'm not quite sure what's happened here. This used to bring up the various comments on the screen, but now it doesn't appear to be doing so. Let's so yeah, I've rabbited on for nearly 15 minutes, well, 12 and a half minutes, something like that. And be good if we could get a few more people. Oh, about 37. Excellent. Well done. That is really good going. Really good going. You're finding more than me at this rate. I'll have to pull my socks up. Not that I've got any socks on at the minute. I've just got my slippers on. But it'd be really good to get out there, get finding some more geocaches. There's a group that I set up on Meetup, and a group of them went off geocaching around Kinver Edge at the weekend. They went there yesterday. And they found, I think it was around about 20 caches. Because I worked nights, I managed to oversleep and didn't get out of bed. So I missed all the fun. So I'll have to try and get out and do that. This time of year is really good for having a go at what we call night caching, where you have a torch and you're shining it at little reflectors on the trees, and they work a bit like cat's eyes. So you move up to the tree that's got the reflector on, you shine your torch around, and maybe this tree here will light up. So you walk along to that tree, shine your torch around, and away you go and find the next one. So I'll have to try and find out why this doesn't want to bring in the comments. Maybe I've not paid the system that I use, which is StreamYard, the money that they want from me, which is a shame. Which is a big shame. Maybe I just need to pay my bill. Anyway, I'm going to wander off. Let's have a look. There's no more questions coming through. It's a shame when the interactions don't really work, because I could just be sat here talking gibberish to myself. If you're watching this on replay at any point, then always, leave comments, and where I can, I will do what I can to respond to those and give any help accordingly. So thanks for watching, and I'm going to go off and make a very, very strong coffee and see if I can work out what's happening in the settings as to why this has all gone a bit Pete Tong. Be seeing you.